What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. So I just got done watching Beverly Hills Cop 4, and shout out to Eddie Murphy, right? Because he definitely did his thing. It's so good to see him, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, they just did Bad Boys 4. So to see their longevity in Hollywood, it's just really, aspirational and inspiring to a lot of up and coming actors. A lot of people right now are focusing more so on social media. But I mean, Eddie, Will, and Martin, they have been in the game for decades, been killing it. So, with that being said, I want to give you guys my take on Beverly Hills Cop 4 Axel F. So, Axel Foley, he's returned to Beverly Hills, right? So, it starts out with him, of course, being in Detroit, just up to his his old antics, you know, shouting out everybody in the neighborhood, cruising through. And then they have a callback to his old partner, Jeffrey, who is now the chief of police in Detroit. And so Jeffrey, is just their banter going back and forth. But they end up at a hockey game. And at the hockey game, again, Eddie Murphy, doing his Axel Foley thing. He basically peeps game on, what's going down at the hockey game. Not to give you too many details because I don't want to spoil it for you, but that's a great opener, right? Axel Foley is that type of character where, he was very mischievous, but he was also very smart, very street smart. And he could read people, he could read situations that kept him alive and kept his partners alive. So I feel like a lot of that is Eddie Murphy in a nutshell because, of course, the Beverly Hills Cop series is amazing, but Coming to America was innovative. Boomerang, he went on Jay Leno, and Jay Leno was asking him about the lack of, having white people in Boomerang. Um, and it was just really crazy, during that time because Eddie Murphy would always champion seeing Black artists in professional settings, right? Boomerang was about an advertising agency. Coming to America was about, kings and princes. And he was just tired of the whole stereotypical tropes. So here we have a cop that's not only stationed in Detroit, but also going to Beverly Hills and pretty much outsmarting everybody there. So I really love the fact that he goes back to Beverly Hills. His daughter, Jane, played by Taylor Page. I don't know if you guys remember that show on VH1. It was a long time ago. It was called Hit the Floor. They were a dance team. She killed it. But anyway, so she is his daughter. Her name is Jane. And her life and his old partner, Billy Rosewood, their lives are threatened. Okay. So she gets with her father, and their relationship is estranged, to say the least. But they team up with her ex, who his name is Bobby Abbott. And of course, they bring on the whole team, right? Um, John Taggart, he is now the chief of police in Beverly Hills. They have Serge. You guys remember Sergey? He was the art dealer. He played Balky on Perfect Strangers way back when. But I love the callbacks, right, to all of the old team. They even played a lot of the same music from the first one, like The Heat Is On. I remember that song. I used to dance to it when I was like, a baby, like I don't know, toddler 4 or 5. But I loved it. He just had a lot of the old 80s feel good nostalgia. And I feel like that's what a lot of people resonated with, right? He was driving the huge trucks, tearing up the police cars to try to catch the bad guys. And, he was, of course, getting into all kind of mischievous, trouble. That's who Axel Foley is. Like, of course, he had to get locked up a few times, and his daughter is a lawyer, right? She's actually representing somebody in a cartel. So yeah, it's just, it's a lot going on. But what I can say is I appreciate Eddie Murphy's creativity, right? The fact that, he made sure to bring on everybody that he worked with back in the 80s. Not everybody, but most of the people, right? Then we have Kevin Bacon, who is playing, well, I'll let you guys. Kevin Bacon played his part to a T. I'll just say that, right? He's a phenomenal actor ever since I saw him in Footloose, but he played that part down, okay? So he brought in, again, a lot of people that he worked with in the past, but also bringing in, his daughter Jane and Kevin Bacon. I thought was a really nice touch. But yeah, I love to see, Eddie Murphy shining and doing what he loves to do, make people laugh and, being entertaining. And again, they had callbacks to Billy Rosewood, his love for the pow pow, the ammunition. Um, but he was in trouble, throughout the entire movie. And I loved the fact that him and Jane, they were really open and transparent about the how complicated parental, and children's relationships can be. Even in adulthood, they were very like transparent, working through just, their hurt feelings, grievances. They were talking through things. And I love that, right? Because there's not a lot of shows or movies that I can think of off the top of my head where you have parents, specifically, right, in Black household, parents and children sit down and talk about the complexities of, the parental child relationship, especially when it hits adulthood, right? We don't really get to see that nuance in media, mainstream media, right? In Netflix and things like that. So that was one thing that I really enjoyed as well. But yeah, Eddie Murphy did his thing. Um, I really enjoyed the movie. I feel like, I would, I don't know if it's going to be as popular as Bad Boys 4 was. I have to be honest, I did like Bad Boys 4 better than this, but it was still a good movie. And the reason why I said that is because I'm not sure if they're going to make a fifth one or not. But if they did, I would support it just because, like I said, I'm a fan of Eddie Murphy's. I appreciate not only who he is as a comedian, but who he is, as an innovator, right? He left Saturday Night Live and buckwheat and all those like stereotypical roles behind, and he came to Hollywood and created and built a legacy of movies that really just stick out in my childhood, you know, that moved away from harmful stereotypes. The fact that he was, making Coming to America and it was so successful, or Boomerang was so successful, those are just the two off the top of my head. But um, yeah, I mean, and then he killed it in stand up as well, stand up comedian. And he always made sure to give back, like he was helping Red Fox financially pretty much until he passed away. He always, gave Richard Pryor and all the comics before him their flowers while they were still here. So yeah, Eddie Murphy is somebody who his longevity is definitely an inspiration to, like I said, not only me, but to so many entertainers coming up through social media or coming up through stand up. Um, I'm excited to see what he has in store, whether he continues, Beverly Hills Cop, the series, or not. I would love to see him do some things maybe behind the camera, right? Step into more of a producer role or director role. But whatever he does it well. He does it with class. He does it with elegance. He does it with style and finesse, and humor too. He always brings the laughter. So I didn't want to, like I said, I didn't want to spoil it too much for you guys, but I did enjoy Beverly Hills Cop 4. So you guys let me know your thoughts. What did you think about the movie if you saw it? If not, will you see it? But yeah, I want to hear from you. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk with you in the next one. Take care, Aces. Bye.